Minecraft Bedrock Edition was added to Gamepass way back on April 4th, 2019 for console, and November 2nd, 2021 for PC. On November 30th, 2021, the Caves and Cliffs Part 2 update was released, which reinvented the terrain generation that lies at the heart of the game. The game has come an insanely long way since its first release way back in 2009, and we wanted to take a look at this masterpiece as soon as possible. It should be noted, we are exclusively reviewing the Bedrock Edition here, as that is the edition available to all platforms. PC does have the option between Bedrock and Java, and that choice is totally up to you. With all that in mind, let's dig straight down to find out if Minecraft is worth your time. Holy variety, Batman! Where do you even begin with all of this? The base game is split between survival and creative mode. Spawn in, punch some trees, mine some stone, explore an infinite world, fight monsters, and work for your builds in survival. Or let your creativity run wild in creative, where you can build everything from a garden to your dream house to, I don't know, a working supercomputer. The only limit here is truly your imagination. I personally prefer survival, as I just like chilling out and working on a small project, but that doesn't mean I haven't spent weeks of my life in creative mode. Minecraft isn't done yet though. You can subscribe to Realms, which allows you to host servers that you and your friends can jump into at any time. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know what that is like. There is a cost here, but standard co-op is totally free, and you can have up to 8 people in a world at a time, and that is from any platform. But we are still not done. There is also a server browser, even on console. You can join a host of popular servers and play minigames with people. The most notable here is Hunger Games. Finally, and these are a paid feature, but still worth mentioning, there are challenge maps, adventure maps, full-fledged mod revamps for the whole game. There is just so much variety here, and we're barely scratching the surface. On a technical level, gameplay is smooth as butter. From punching trees to placing blocks, almost everything feels good. Fighting mobs can feel a bit disconnected, but I think we'd all rather have that over the disastrous combat update. There's something here for everyone. If you want, it can be a gentle romp for a cool looking world, or it can be a super hardcore one life death march to slay the Ender Dragon with the first stick you find. There's more than just blockwork here. You can brew potions, grow crops, raid ocean monuments, get your villages raided right back, find treasure, and much, much more. The terrain refresh has been the best change in years. For the longest time, Minecraft was great, but the worlds felt very samey. Caves and Cliffs took great offense to that, and now worlds feel more natural, with massive mountains, expansive caves, and terrain that flows smoothly. Navigating these areas can actually be a challenge, and with infinite worlds to discover, you are pretty much guaranteed to find something cool around every corner. If you're a creative player, these environments lend themselves to building inspirations that may never have come to fruition previously. With the absurd variety and polish here, we'd be stupid not to give the gameplay here a perfect 5 out of 5. This is the best-selling game of all time for a reason. You know you're doing something right when you inspire a decade's worth of artistic knockoffs, and none of them even come close to dethroning you. Minecraft is timeless, an art style that defies all odds with its pixelated, blocky graphics. There's a lot of detail in this simplicity, and it all comes together to make something that is simply iconic. Some textures have been changed, so if you're looking to get back into the game after a few years away, you'll have to contend with some new ore blocks, but it really isn't that big of a deal. There are lots of items that don't conform to the strictly blocky design, but I struggle to find anything that feels out of place. Mojang have done a fantastic job of keeping everything in cohesion with everything else. Backing the game is that ever nostalgic soundtrack. When exploring the overworld, calm piano and synth melodies will glide in and out of your adventures. There's classic tracks alongside some new additions, and whilst most of your adventures will be scored by the wilderness, music has this great sense of timing to elevate moments and make memories. Cave sounds are bloody terrifying though. It does add to the atmosphere down there, but the first time hearing them definitely raised some hairs. The art direction on display here is timeless, and the music might be the most nostalgic thing ever. Everything is woven around this cozy and inviting feeling, and we simply have to give the art direction a 5 out of 5 as well. If there is a weakness here, it's the narrative. Minecraft has zero narrative. You make up your own story, and it's part of the fun. This is where we run into issues when it comes to reviewing. If we were reviewing the standalone narrative of Minecraft, it would get the minimum score of 1. There is no narrative here. It's just missing in the traditional sense. There are goals that form cohesion in the survival mode, including an ending. We try our best to review games as a package. In that case, Minecraft has a great narrative because it's the best way to serve the gameplay. With this in mind, we're opting to give the narrative element here a 3 out of 5. It serves gameplay perfectly, but is also non-existent in a traditional sense. The narrative of your world is as good as you make it. Getting back to something we can look at objectively, we have specs, and buckle up, because there is a lot here. As discussed earlier, you have a lot of game modes here: survival, creative, server minigames, challenge maps, mod packs, and everything can be played in single or multiplayer. There are also tons of settings here. Accessibility is looking a bit light, and mostly consists of text-to-speech options. You can also turn off camera shake. Then there is an included encyclopedia of any gameplay question you may have. Everything is described with highlighted button prompts and even some pictures. Bravo! Controls can be tweaked for controller and keyboard and mouse separately. For keyboard and mouse, you can alter sensitivity, spyglass damping, invert y-axis, and turn on auto jump. You can also rebind every key to your liking. Controller has more options. You have the same settings as mentioned, plus the ability to swap the functions of the A and B buttons, or the X and Y buttons. You can hide controller interface elements, and even tune interface sensitivity. For both input methods, there is a button to return control settings back to default. Profile allows you to manage subscriptions and updates for download packs. Video settings here are nuts. You can tweak brightness, default camera angle, hide your HUD elements, and change opacity. This has a separate slider for split screen. Safe area can be aligned, there's an FOV slider, ability to hide camera shake, bobbing, player names, autosave icons. You can even choose split screen orientation. There's also graphics settings here. You can activate fancy leaves and bubbles, cloud rendering, beautiful skies and smooth lighting, and an overall tune up the graphics. You can also turn off FOV altering from effects. Render distance and anti-aliasing can also be tweaked. There's a lot here, and you'll be able to tweak settings to a fine point. Audio settings are just sliders, but you have options for every aspect of the game, and that is always a good thing. There's a small tab for your resource packs, so you can manage them on their own. Storage allows you to take a look at how much space your worlds are taking up, and delete what you need to free up space. Finally, there are language settings that allow you to switch to a variety of languages. And we are still not done. There is a full achievement tracker with included game time, and a character creator. There is a ton of gameplay variety here, and loads of ways to tweak the experience to your needs. The only omission here is that ray tracing option, which has been teased for almost 5 years at this point. The game still receives a 5 for specs. There is infinite meat here, and with some great tweaks for those who need it. Oh, Microsoft, you were so close. There is one fatal fault here, and I want to get into that first. The store. I can understand locking DLC packs and massive mod revamps behind some sort of paywall, but simple challenge maps like Skyblock, there is so much here that is paid content, and a lot of this is free in the Java edition. This iteration of Minecraft may respect your time, but it doesn't do the best job at respecting your money. Store aside, Minecraft does respect your time. You can play for 2 minutes or 20 years if you so wish. Play sessions are only limited by your free time. I came across nothing that felt intentionally tedious. If you need to smelt 1 million ingots, the only thing stopping you is the amount of furnaces you can craft. The big barrier of entry, crafting recipes, has been negated with the recipe book, which allows you to craft from a menu when you have the right materials. Saving took a step backwards, however. What happened to just saving when you felt like? Now the game also saves periodically, and you must save if you want to quit your world. Any TNT parties are now permanent. Hard drive footprint is minimal at 800 megabytes for the base install, but be aware that worlds do take up additional space, and those file sizes can add up. Overall, Minecraft gets a 4 out of 5 here because of that store. I feel wrong paying for content that Java offers for free. Minecraft is more than worth your time. It's Minecraft. There is so much freedom here that it can feel overwhelming, but once you get stuck in, there really is nothing like it. There are a few shortcomings here, but at the end of the day, this is the game of a lifetime.